Okay, according to this, we are live, and it looks like we have audio, it looks like we have video. Hello, everybody. Hello to Wilkinson Studios and JoeFan84 and Terrence and Big Gay Dave and Nyquist and Gaz. Nice to see you, Gaz. It means I'm safe, at least, as long as Gaz is here. Hello, Draws and Rob Vegas and Beta Ray Bob and Thane Woods and Hans. Nice to see you, Hans. Now, Hans, apparently we're on every show together. But nice to see you, Hans, and Diecast Nick and Joe and Gaz and Dave. And hello, Jenna. Nice to see you. Hello, the Figure Six Pack and MCDJ ACDC and JoeFan84. I already said hello to you like twice. But hello, Matt and Mike and other Matt, how do you do? And hello, Project Dark Corp and Jumpin' General and Gray Fox. Hi, everyone. Okay, I want to say hello to everyone, but I have a special presentation. I have a special presentation this evening. Okay, hello, Count Stankus, and hello, Mecha Platypus, and hello, Christian Bricks, and hello, Daniel. How do you do? I have a special presentation. Hello, Matthew. Hear me out just for a second. Okay, so I was on Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse on Zazel's show with Carson from 3D Joe's talking about Operation Recall, the Kickstarter. And it was a lot of fun, and Dave, who did the Luchador Wrestler, was on there. It was a lot of fun, but I said on there that I did not submit a design to the project because the only one that I could think of would not have been selected. Hello, Ryan Sweeney. Nice to see you, Ryan Sweeney. Hello, First Last, and Cyclonus. I see Cyclonus there. Hello, Jeff Butler and Sparkster and Sean. So after the show, you know, for those of us who were just hanging out, you know, after the show had ended, I explained to them what my submission to Operation Recall would have been. And I think everybody can agree that it definitely would not have been selected. But what I decided to do in the interim is I did some art, all right? I did some artwork for it, and I'm going to show you what my submission to Operation Recall would have been. And I think after that we will all be able to agree that the choices made, the ones that were selected, were all much better than my idea, okay? But so I got a presentation coming up. I've got a presentation, but first, hello to, hey, Rob Irizarry, nice to see you. Ragtime Rob, nice to see you there. And James Frayne and James Clark. So we've got Matt's in here, we got James's in here, and we probably got some Chris's in here too. We got lots of people sharing names, and I like that because it's more efficient. I mean, why have extra names if you don't need them? If you can share names, you know, I just think that's a more efficient use of names. So, I have a presentation, all right, and now, hello, Chad, hello, Andrew, the guy's so nice, they named him twice. So, I will warn you that when I'm doing a presentation, it's more difficult for me to read the live chat, but I'll do my best to keep up. It is not Waffle Viper, it's not that's a good choice, though, that's a good choice. So, but yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. First though, I want to go over who has been on Cobra Convergence this week and who is coming next week. Okay, so since the last live stream, we've had Forgotten Figures, Joe on Joe podcast, and the Joe on Joe podcast did a special teleplay, as an audio play. We got the Talking Joe podcast, the Human Mechanism Mark II, Audible Interlude, My Side of the Laundry Room, Jay Bartlett, Mate Mylar, The Artist Shark, and Action Robot Punch. That's today. Next week, we have Anything Joe's, They Gone, A Toy Kinda Mood, Codename New 202, G.I. Joeberg, Star Joe's. Hold on. Through the. Okay. Okay, yeah, all right, just make it. Okay, yes, Star Joe's, Cobra Lang, Rob Vegas, who is in here. Hello, Rob. And Joe Colton. So those are the ones that are coming up next week. Yeah, G.I. Columbo. I enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed everything like that has gone on in Cobra Convergence this year. Everybody's just so creative, and this is one thing I really love about this project is that these folks are they're creating things on their own. They have their own channel and their own following. Are submissions still possible? Yes, they are. Hello, Diana Davis. Nice to see you. Yes, many things converging. So one thing that I think is a lot of fun is like inviting people creators to come into Cobra Convergence and just watching what they come up with. And of course, they come up with really cool stuff because they are creative and talented people. And I just enjoy seeing creative and talented people do what they do. Yes, and Sparkster 1701 is doing Legos, and he has been participating in the weekly promo video. Thank you, Sparkster. Okay. I hope you are following Cobra Convergence every day. I'm sharing everything that goes up on my social media accounts, so I hope you're following that, and give these guys some support because they're really putting a lot of effort into it, and I really appreciate it. Hello, Bjorn Jacob Benonison, and Dagon. See, there's another Cobra Convergencer. Thank you, Ryan Sweeney, just because it was so much fun talking with you. Thank you. It was really nice talking with you as well, and I think that was the first time we've ever had that opportunity to really just hang out. So that was really cool. Thank you very much, Ryan, and thank you for all you do. I have a presentation, okay? This may be a little too early to start the presentation, but I have a presentation. For those who just showed up, let me explain, okay? Let me explain what the presentation is, okay? So Carson from 3D Joe's has a Kickstarter going on, Operation Recall. It's a really cool idea. They're working on new O-ring figures in the G.I. Joe style. They have taken submissions from fans, from folks, from people, on what figures to produce. And then they're going to give those submissions to the original people who worked on G.I. Joe in the 80s. So you got your Mark Penningtons, you got your Ron Rudat and Kirk Bazigian and all of those guys, okay? All of those guys are going to take those design concepts and turn them into full figures using the same process and method that they used back in the 80s to produce G.I. Joe figures. It's a really, really cool idea. So a while back, Carson was taking submissions for ideas. You could submit a figure design or concept that could maybe be selected to be in Operation Recall. I did not submit something, and the only idea that I had would not have been selected because it's a bad idea. You should look at the ones that were selected, and it's on the Kickstarter campaign, which I did not grab a link to. I apologize, but if you go to Kickstarter and look for Operation Recall, you can find it. I should have put the link in. I'll try to put the link in the description after the live stream is over, so that anybody rewatching it can see it. It's a really fun idea. And I'm really thrilled about the project. It is funded right now, and now we're just looking at like the stretch goals. We're looking at adding the rest of Wave 1. That's very cool. Yes, we owe a lot to Pigeons. That's correct. And oddly, there's a little homage to the pigeon in my concept. Okay, so I did not flesh out the idea, okay, at the time, but since I appeared on Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse with Carson, and you know, and I kind of teased the idea. I have fleshed it out a little bit, even with some artwork. So you're going to get some artwork, okay? You're going to get some artwork. I wonder if down the line we get an Operation Recall call sign longbow crossover. That would be nice. That would be nice. And one thing that's nice about the resurgence of O-ring figures is that they should all more or less be compatible, which I think is great. So I have a presentation for my proposed character that was not proposed for Operation Recall. And I think the whole point of it is that to demonstrate beyond any doubt that, one, I have bad ideas, and two, the ones that were selected are much, much better than my idea. Thank you, Gaz. Hootie, it wasn't a bad idea. It was a great idea. Well, maybe. We'll see. Gaz got a little preview of it. I did change it a little bit. I changed his code name. I actually changed his code name, and I changed his real name as well. So, so yeah, I've got some artwork worked up. You know, I've got some stuff to show you. So, I guess. I see. We got about 70 folks in here. I think it's time. I think we'll do it. Okay. So, let me pull this up. Let me see if I can get. Let's see. Yeah, let me see if I can get the drawing up here. So this is going to take over your screen a little bit. Maybe not the whole screen, but I'll zoom in as necessary. At least I'll try to on this. And you'll see what I mean. Okay, this, where is it? Show prep. Here we go. Okay, this is my character idea right here. Okay? This is codename Burnout. Okay? I changed his codename. I think this works better. Okay, so here's the backstory of this guy, okay? He is a special, he's a covert ops specialist, okay? His ex-wife took his pension, so he can't afford to retire, basically, ever. But mentally, he's already retired. He's essentially already gone, okay? He has a lot of experience. He has a lot of skill, none of which he ever uses, okay? So, his codename is Burnout. His real name is Frederick M. Lewis, so his initials are FML. Yeah, so this is the figure design right here. This is the character design. So we've got he needs a haircut and he needs a beard trim. That's not one of like these nice, luxurious, well-kept beards that men nowadays have. No, he just hasn't trimmed it, and he really needs to take care of it. He's got a wrinkly tan suit, which he just wears most days, and because he doesn't care. Okay, he doesn't care. He doesn't care if the tie goes with the suit or not. But this is him. This is the guy. All right. And let's get some details. I want to show you some details. I think I've got some great details here. So he has a cigarette, right? Because that's, he's not really worried about the lung cancer or anything like that. He's, nothing really matters to him at this point. He's got a gun. He's got a very old firearm that he's never actually used. He's got his photo ID, and that photo was taken when he was, in 2009. So it's a very old photo. And I wish I could zoom in closer, but if you can see that old photo on his security badge, It's a much younger self, right? And he's actually smiling in the photo. You know, he's got a short beard and everything, and he doesn't have all the gray in his hair, because that photo was taken in 2009, and he just hasn't updated it. Okay. I mean, that's the basic idea. That's the basic character right here. It's Burnout. He absolutely can help the team, right? He absolutely could come through, when he's needed, but he probably won't be there. And let's just be honest. His goal is to do the absolute bare minimum necessary to get the job done so he can go home. Okay, that's his whole purpose. And I want you to focus on a couple of things. First, on his shirt he has a mustard stain. That's from lunch. He had a hot dog. And then on his left shoulder, the left shoulder of his suit jacket, there's a spot there too, and that spot is from the pigeon that comes with Rotello. The Homer dive bombed him and left a spot on his suit jacket. I could say that put him in a bad mood, but he's already in a bad mood anyway, so it didn't really make his mood any worse. Okay, so that's the basic character design for Burnout, and he's got some accessories. Okay, let me show you his accessories. Hold on, let's get his accessories. Here's what he comes with. Okay, so accessories. Let me shrink this down a little bit. He comes with a 9mm Beretta that was standard issue, issued by the office to him 20 years ago. He's not maintained it at all, and it may not fire. In fact, I would not depend on that firearm to save the team. He's never actually fired it, and he doesn't do any target shooting as well. So even if he did fire it, he probably couldn't hit anything. So he's a covert ops specialist. He is into espionage. That is his specialty. But rather than using those skills to defeat the enemy, he uses those skills to falsify his target practice paperwork so that it looks like he's going to the required target practice, but he isn't, and that firearm, it really probably won't work at all. He comes with an outdated cell phone. It has a pink case. The reason it has a pink case is because he needed a phone case, and he just went to the store and picked up the first one that he saw. So he doesn't really care that it's pink. And it has a cracked screen. He won't get that fixed. And I don't know if you can get if I can get real close on the screen of the cell phone. But what he's looking at on the cell phone, he's got the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers score up. So he's checking the game scores while at work. So yeah, he's not doing anything useful with his cracked cell phone. He's just checking the game scores, and that's really probably mostly what he does all day. And in case you're wondering, no, he is not in the Office Fantasy Football League because he has no friends. He comes with a cigarette. There's nothing really more to say about the cigarette. He also comes with a sack lunch. It's not his. He stole it from the office refrigerator, so he got Jan's sack lunch. So those are his accessories, okay? So this is what Burnout comes with, and there's more. There's more, because we talked about... See, this is the kind of stuff we talk about, like when we do a live show with guests, and like after the show is over and we're just kind of sitting around chatting, talking, shooting the breeze. This is the kind of stuff that we talk about. So we were talking about a playset, and my first idea for a playset for Burnout was a really sad little office, like a sad little office in the basement. It's got like a pillar in the middle of it, so there's barely enough room for his desk. And he's got an old rickety chair and a tiny little desk in this dingy, windowless office. But then it occurred to me, no, that's not the playset that this guy should come with, right? That's not the playset for Burnout. That I think is wasted, because in reality, if you go to try to find him at the office, or in his office, that's not where you'll find him. You will never find him in the office. You'll go to the office first, and he won't be there, and the next place to check is the playset that I propose, and that is the smoke hole. This is my proposed playset for Agent Burnout here, and this is where you'll mostly find him. As you can see, he's just smoking. He's just out there by himself. He really would rather be out there by himself, because if anybody else goes out there, they'll just try to make conversation, and he doesn't like that. He's just checking the scores on his phone, as he does, and as you can see, there are a lot of cigarette butts on the ground everywhere. There is an ashtray. There's an ash can right there. Why doesn't he use it? If there's an ash can right there, why doesn't he use it, and why do all the butts go on the ground? I think if you understand the basic character of Agent Burnout, then I think you understand why. This, I feel, would add some realism to Operation Recall. Okay? That didn't work. Hold on. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. Anyway, so this I feel would add some realism to Operation Recall, because I feel like this is a very realistic character. All right? I feel like all of us know FML Burnout. Some of us may be Agent Burnout. So I feel like this is a guy that definitely exists in the real world. He's if he's out on a mission, right, and he's really got to come through for the team and get the team out of danger, yeah, he will do that more out of a sense of self-preservation than any sense of duty. He just wants to go home. All right, that's his main goal. He just wants to go home. He'd rather not be there. And if he has to, rescue the team in order to do that, that's what he's going to do. So you can kind of depend on him for that. Now, don't depend on him in a firefight, because his weapon probably doesn't work. And even if he did fire it, he probably wouldn't hit anything. So that's my idea. That's my idea. That was my idea for Operation Recall. I did not submit that idea, and I think you can see why. I think we can all understand now that Burnout here is as realistic as this guy is, and like I said, I feel like we all know this guy. I'm sure we've all met this guy. And it probably looks just like that guy too. Would you really want this, or would you want a luchador wrestler that can punch a tank? See, this would not be so much an action figure as it would be an inaction figure. It would be an actionless figure. That's my idea. I don't know, maybe that should be my first Kickstarter. We get that going. You know, everybody's doing Kickstarters now, and they've been, you know, pretty successful, pretty hot stuff, pretty great stuff on the Kickstarters. So maybe this should be mine. Maybe I've missed a step here. And let's see, let's get this. Where's the? Oops. Hold on, I'm putting the logo back. Wait a second. There we go. All right. So yeah. So how do we feel about Burnout? Does Operation Recall need that level of realism? So yeah, so that was my idea. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I'm sure Carson will be blowing up my phone any day now to, like, as on an emergency basis, get this guy into Operation Recall. But I'm not holding my breath. Yeah, special no-ring construction. I mean, think about it. I thought, like, does this guy even need O-ring construction? Couldn't he be done with just 5 points of articulation? But I thought, no. He needs knees, right? He's got to have knees. The figure has to have knees because he will spend most of his time sitting down. So yeah, there we go. That's my idea. Thank you for listening to the presentation. Cobra Convergence, everyone, and do check out Operation Recall. I do really like it. I have backed the project, and I think that it's a lot of fun. Christian says if this were an Operation Recall, it would honestly be my favorite. Well, he's, you know. Hey, you know what? I think it would be a great gift for, you know, somebody probably that you work with, because it would be a personalized action figure for some people. So, anyway, thanks. Yeah, that's it. That's the idea that I did not submit. I haven't quite figured out how to make the firearm, make the gun appear as though it doesn't work in the accessory. But I'll work on that. I'll think about that. Make him like Stretch Armstrong. Yeah, that's... so, and he's got, you know, he's fairly stocky. You know, he's a little above average, I have to say, in the weight department. But, you know, the point is he does not care. He doesn't care. Yeah, see, Rob Vegas needs a Kickstarter for his figures. So it's like, these are why hello WWJD85, this is why the Kickstarters that have been going up have been doing so well, is because they have good ideas. You know, this is what's possible when you have good ideas. Hello Palpatine 1975, how do you do? So... yeah, I actually didn't have anything else planned, so we'll just hang out. I had a presentation. I presented the presentation. Just make the gun look like there's no round and chain. I think I could do that. I think I could figure that out. Or like it has no magazine at all. We'd have to like hollow out where the magazine would go, and it doesn't. I mean, it's not loaded. And probably shouldn't be. Sparkster says in August we'll be doing 2 panels at a convention. That is really cool. That is really awesome. That beats me, who is doing no panels at a convention. That's really cool. Well, I'd like to know what convention you're doing a panel at, so everybody can find out. What young child wouldn't want a Burnout figure? Aspirational role model. Yeah. Anyone at SDCC trying to get down on Sunday? I did ask if anybody was going to San Diego Comic-Con, and one person did say they were, but I don't know if that person wants me to read their name on the TV, so I won't. But I obviously won't be going. I would like to be going. I would like to excuse me, I'd like to go to the G.I. Joe Classified panel that they're doing. I'd really like to see that. That is one thing. Like I actually have been to San Diego Comic-Con before in 1996. So it was a few years ago. I have not been recently. And it was pretty crowded in 1996, and I can only imagine that it is much more so now. Nonetheless, if I could make it out there, I would brave the crowd because, I'd like to stop by, the Hasbro booth. I would like to go to the panel. I'd like to see the stuff. He's firing blanks. Yeah. His gun probably doesn't work. Just ask his ex-wife. Why do you think she's the ex-wife? That's, there are reasons for this, and I think some of those reasons may be evident. Sparkster says it's going to be at Matsuricon in Columbus, Ohio. Okay, cool. So anybody in Columbus, go to Sparkster's panel and say hello. I'd like to go to the Classified panel too. Cullen and I tried to get pro badges, but they weren't issuing new ones. Oh, that stinks. I would, they wouldn't give me one either, I'm sure, if I asked. Yes, it would be HCC788 at SDCC for CC6, and that would be too confusing. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. And I assume that SDCC stands for South Dakota Cobra Commander. That's my guess. Somebody mentioned that like his vehicle should be a van down by the river. But yeah, I had a little bit of fun with it. Now, obviously, I put a little bit of effort into. I put some effort into doing a little bit of artwork for the presentation. Diana Davis is going to like ninja into the San Diego Comic-Con. So good luck, and may the stealth be with you. But like you may be thinking, hey, shouldn't this guy be working on Cobra convergence stuff and not doing these doodles for a presentation? Look, I did the artwork for it, but I didn't put a lot of effort into it. I didn't put a lot of time into it, because if I did put effort and time into it, I feel like that would not be in the spirit of Codename Burnout. Hello, Comic Tropes. Nice to see you. Comic Tropes is late. Comic Tropes fell asleep. Sorry, but I'm glad you're here. You missed my presentation. Hello, thank you, Adam Andrew. Not much to give, but sending some love. Greetings from New Hampshire. Thank you, and greetings, New Hampshire, from the United States. Welcome. Thank you very much. Yes, I did a presentation, Chris, from Comic Tropes. I showed off my my non-proposal for Operation Recall, like a character that I created that that most certainly would not have been selected if I had submitted it. But you get the idea. You get the idea. He's it's a very real character, very realistic. I feel like that may be the most realistic action figure ever made. Especially, I think, if you can capture the wrinkles in the tan suit. Right? I feel like that's essential. That's the hill I'm going to die on. If this figure is made, I want to see I want to see the wrinkles in the suit. I mean, the suit really needs to be dry cleaned. It needs to be pressed, but it has not been in a long time. And so it's going to, but I feel like that would capture the essence of the character of Burnout. Custom. See, JoeFan84's got the idea. Let's see some Burnout customs. Jump on that, G.I. Joe community. No problem, Chris. No problem, Chris. I'll throw the artwork up there again one more time a little bit later. So one of his accessories should be. That's not a bad idea. I could throw that in. That might be, maybe that'll be a stretch goal, right? That'll be, that'll be an unlock. If we sell, at least 3 of them. See, JoeFan84 or Low One Bow 2 says complete with cigarette smell. I think we can do that. Plastic does absorb smell. If you've collected toys for any length of time, when you've purchased something from a smoker, because everything smells like smoke, and it does for quite some time. Well, I think you can do that, and it's an easy custom, right? You just smoke, and just breathe smoke onto the figure, right? Just do that for each and every one. This is great, right? Because at the factory, we need some smokers, and it's like breathe smoke on this one, next, breathe smoke on this one, next. This is great. I think this is going to be fantastic. Burnout's arch enemy is his HR rep. Yeah, exactly. And that's true. That HR would really hate this guy, but they would also have a difficult time finding him. He's very elusive. He's hacked all their computers, so he knows what's going on. He's like Ferris Bueller. They're like, he's been absent 9 times. 8, 7, 6 times. This is what he does. This is like what he expends his effort and his skill on, is not so much succeeding in the field and taking down bad guys, but in avoiding any consequences for his complete inaction in every respect. This is. I feel like this is gonna be like a new revolution in action figures. This is gonna be the ones that the kids are gonna start picking up. They're gonna pick up the figure and they're gonna be like, Dad. Yeah. So yeah, I think this will work. I think it'll work. Yeah. Could Cobra Law help Burnout? Maybe. He may have contacted Cobra Law in his divorce case. That could have something to do with his situation right now. Diana Davis has got the point. See, there are a whole cast of side characters for this guy. Comic Trope says we do the selfie series for G.I. Joe. Hasbro's offering Snake Eyes or Scarlet. Absolutely, yeah, definitely. That I like. As soon as the opportunity is available, I absolutely will. And I don't care really what the body of the figure is, because I'll just put it on a Cobra Commander body. So why not get Scarlet? I can get my head on a Scarlet figure. This is, yeah. Leftovers he takes home from office parties and meetings. You've really got it. I feel like everybody knows Burnout. Right? You've all met him, right? This is the guy that I think everybody has been inflicted with at some point in their lives. So yeah. So I would be kind of, maybe will they let me do that? Maybe I shouldn't, because the female figure construction is different, and so if I got my head on a Scarlet body, then if I take it off, it may not fit on a Cobra. So I'll have to get my head on a Snake Eyes. I don't really care about the figure. I'll put my head on any figure I want. But yes, I am absolutely vain enough to do the selfie figure. I feel is something that we all should know about me by now. What about a drunken Aussie footy fan on the way home getting a kebab with a waiting for the train at midnight playset? Yeah, see this. If Burnout does well, it could be a series. Thank you, Comic Tropes. Show us what's in the Stein. Yes, the Stein. There is nothing in the Stein. There's actually nothing in the Stein. This Stein is a relic of old school YouTube. All right? Old school YouTube. I know it doesn't look like it, but that's where this Stein came from, okay? Because back in the olden days of YouTube, before the commercialization of YouTube, in fact, I believe before they had their revenue sharing program at all, there was a guy called Tommy from the Bronx. Tommy from the Bronx. And Tommy from the Bronx had some medical issues that he needed to raise some funds for to help take care of. And he was selling his beer stein collection. And I wanted to help out. I liked the guy. Plus, it was not very expensive, so that was easy. So, yeah, so that's what this is. This is a relic of old school, early YouTube from Tommy from the Bronx. So that's what's in here. It's the ashes of Tommy from the Bronx. Hey, Tommy, if you see this, I was just a joke. I was just kidding. But, you know, his collection, though, was kind of important to him, so I think if Tommy from the Bronx were watching, he would at least be happy that I have taken care of his beer stein. So, yeah, there you go. How's everybody going? Hello, Guard Ian. How do you do? Hello. Anybody else show up that I haven't said hello to yet? Lone Star Viper, how do you do? Does Burnout come with the flask? I think he would come with a flask, or he would have one. He would definitely have one, but I haven't quite figured out how you put the flask on the figure, because, you know, he's made of plastic, and his suit jacket is going to kind of hang down over his pockets. So I don't know. As soon as I got to figure out how that works. I don't know how that would be engineered. But whether he comes with a flask accessory or not, I think it's fair to assume he has a flask on him. The pigeon thing. Okay, so hello, Yojo Banjo. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Yes, the pigeons. See and this is the difference. Like, the pigeon for Operation Recall is a better hero than Burnout, okay? The pigeon is much more likely to get a medal than our guy. Our guy don't care. Like, he really is, I mean, mentally he's not there, right? Mentally he's somewhere else totally already, and all he really wants to do is go home and be left alone. So like the pigeon stain on his shoulder, it may have been malicious. I mean, I have to imagine Homer the pigeon would just have nothing but contempt for this guy. If pigeons can have contempt for a human being, I feel like Homer the pigeon would have contempt for Agent Burnout. Where have you met Burnout from? I mean, it's almost as if you've seen him somewhere. I feel like all of us have probably met this person in real life. I feel like this is someone who is really out there. You know, that this is someone who really exists. And this really would bring some realism to the line, if that's really what you want. The pigeon, the pigeon is more of a hero than our guy. In fact, honestly, mostly he's just not going to be there unless you make him, right? Unless he really has no choice. You know, he would rather not be on the mission. And if he is on the mission, you know, you can depend on him to act in the interest of his own self-preservation. The flask goes in the gun holster. The gun goes in the jacket pocket. Yeah, so it's got like a the jacket kind of hangs down on one side because the pistol is kind of weighing it down. Yeah, this can work. This can work. I feel like this is the best idea I've ever had. Oh wow, it's getting late. Now I started a few minutes late, so I'll try to go a few minutes after 8 o'clock my time, so that I got like 15 minutes, so we'll stay on. So I will throw up that artwork again. When I say throw up, I don't mean vomit. I'm not going to vomit the artwork, but I will put the artwork back on for anyone that missed it. Maybe I should really lobby for this, you know? Maybe I've missed a step here. But yeah, do check out Operation Recall for actual good ideas for action figures. But for a bad idea, we have Agent Burnout here. Real name Frederick M. Lewis, so his initials are FML. He is a covert ops specialist. That is his real specialty. He does have experience and skill doing that. He just doesn't really want to do it. I think the most essential accessory is the cigarettes, because you're almost always going to see him with that. And unfortunately, not always in the designated smoking areas, but you'll mostly see him with the cigarette. His hair and his beard are a total mess. He's probably got food in the beard, you know, but he definitely has food on his shirt, because as you can see, you know, he's got a here we go. He's got a mustard stain on the shirt from lunch, and he's got a pigeon poop stain on the jacket. Much deserved, by the way. But I mean, if Homer the pigeon did intentionally dive bomb this guy, who can blame him? Who can blame him? And then he's got his photo ID. I haven't quite decided if the photo ID should be a separate accessory, because, you know, he probably doesn't take it off the belt. You know, he's gonna wear the same belt every day anyway, so like he probably just keeps it on the belt. You know, that's what I think. He just keeps it on the belt and just puts on the same belt every day. So why take it off? Why take it off? So yeah. So like he essentially he can never retire. He's been doing this a long time, too long, really. And as much as he'd like to stop doing it, he can't. You can look at his eyes. Like, you can see how soulless and checked out he is in the eyes. That is the most expression that you get out of him. It's something between boredom and irritation. You know, that's actually the full range of his emotions. His emotions range from boredom to irritation. Who we got? Hello, Bob's Dungeon. I picture him sitting at his desk with his face in his hands, saying, "Why do they keep doing this to me?" Yes. See, this is, you know, feeling sorry for himself is pretty much a perpetual state for this guy. So yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy. I feel like this is, you know, would not make the cut for Operation Recall, but could be the start of a whole new toy line. I think this is the most genius idea I've ever had. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. This is the best live stream ever. I should just do this every time. Jacket should be removable with short sleeve dress shirt underneath. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I hadn't thought of that. I had not thought of that. But see, look, we're already, as a community coming together and rallying behind Burnout. He'd rather you didn't, though. He doesn't want anybody rallying around him. Thank you, Rob Vegas. Burnout needs a fax machine accessory. See, this was kind of my initial idea, is that his playset would be a really sad, small, little windowless office. And, that would come with a fax machine and other things on a small desk, because he can only fit a small desk in there, because they gave him an office that has a pillar running like right through it, like a support beam, which takes up part of the space. So he's just kind of cramped in there behind a tiny desk. But then I was like, no, like, this guy's going to spend as little time at his desk as possible, because people can find him there. People can find him at his desk. So that's why I came up with the play set that I ultimately went with, where you would find him most, and that's the smoke hole. And I believe this would be the first ever smoke hole accessory in action figure history. I don't think anybody's ever done that before. In the spirit of Burnout, this would be a very low effort accessory, right? The only real pieces to this accessory would be the ash can here, the trash can / ashtray, and the bench that's behind him. The floor would just be a vinyl mat, and the walls are just cardboard. And then a door, there's no way that door opens. It's just cardboard. It's a very low effort playset. Thank you, Matt Rubin. Burnout also needs a red stapler that always gets borrowed but never returned. See, you're getting it. You get the idea. They can't find him to fire him. See, yeah. So this is he is a counter espionage or an espionage guy. He's a spy guy, and he uses his spy skills to just avoid consequences. That's if there's anything he puts effort into, that's it. Be waiting for the classified figure, absolutely, and he does still have security clearance. He does still have that job. He just doesn't want to do it. Does Burnout live alone? Of course he does. He's living in a van down by the river. That is his only suit. He doesn't have any other options. He doesn't care. He really doesn't care. He goes in the morning, goes to the break room, gets his coffee, drinks it slowly, walking down the hallway. He acts like he's gonna take a left turn to go to his office, but when he's sure that nobody's looking, he takes a right turn and goes out the door to the smoke hole and has his morning cigarette. Hello, Vitris et Honos. How do you do? Broadcasting live from the Terrordrome. That's right. We are from the Terrordrome this week. We'll be even more from the Terrordrome next week. Thank you, Gussie. Thank you. Hello, Jamlin Parks. How do you do? I hope we get to see your characters and concepts more often. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I don't know if I can come up with anything to top Burnout here. Do you mean the Dreadnought? No, not the Dreadnought. That's far too much effort. No, he doesn't ride a motorcycle. He drives a 2005 Toyota Corolla. That's being in a motorcycle gang is far too much effort. There you go. Comic Tropes is hungry. So here, this is Burnout's solution to that. Let's go back to his accessories, and included in his accessories is a sack lunch. It's not his sack lunch. He stole it. He stole it from the office refrigerator in the break room. So Jan would also be hungry. I mean, she clearly put her name on it. It's right there. So it's not like he doesn't know it belongs to somebody else. So there you go. That's That's my idea. So, Cobra convergence. We are in it. We are in it, and we've got quite a ways to go, too. We're not done. We got plenty of Cobra left, and thanks to everyone who's been following it. There's been a lot of really great stuff, and thanks to everybody who's been participating. Both everybody who's on the calendar, who's taking time out of their regular schedules to do some special Cobra Convergence content. We've got something every day so far in July. And thanks to everyone who is out there and who's doing their own thing and sending them in and participating that way. That really does mean a lot to me. I would like for it to be something that everyone enjoys. I would like for it to be something that everyone looks forward to. And it really does mean a lot to me. It's something that, we started quite some time ago, and it wasn't necessarily supposed to be a big thing, but it's carried on. It's carried on. And yeah, any classified news? There is some news from San Diego Comic-Con, but actually the Full Force and the Artist Shark, I think, both have videos about the classified / SDCC news. So I will let them be the breaking news source. Battle Cry is meh. Yeah, see? Yeah, absolutely. Not Happy Jan is a very specific Aussie reference. I'll have to look that up. Because this Jan's definitely not happy. She had her lunch stolen. Battle Cry would be a burp. Beautiful. Big hiss. Yes, there is a big hiss tank. Now, we have talked about the big hiss tank before, and I've talked about it on a few other sources. Toy Connections has a video that we did talking about the hiss tank, so do check that out. Also, Toy Connections in Cobra Convergence, and thanks to Ken for doing that. That was awesome. But yeah, we are down to less than 3 minutes, and I will stop the live stream at the 1 hour mark, because immediately after I'm done with this live stream, I have got to go over there. I can see it, you can't see it, but I've got to go over there, and I've got to record some video for the final review of. Okay. Let me clarify. My final review of Cobra Convergence, which will go up on Sunday. And it's almost ready. But I have got to finish the video for it, and that is what I'm going to do. And that's why I really cannot keep the live stream going any longer, because, it's getting kind of late here, so I need to get on that. I need to get on it before it gets too late and get it done so that I can edit tomorrow. Tomorrow is the editing, and the editing will be tomorrow. Cobra Convergence is what convinced me to back to his. Well, Josiah, great. And I hope that you like it. And knock on wood, that is not wood. Knock on wood, it's as good as it appears to be. We won't know. No problem, Ken. Thanks for doing it. Thank you very much. Hello, Ivan. And hello, Exploriso. I don't think I said hello. Hello to you. See, Jasper Bicycle. And anybody else who snuck in here. Hello, Ray Serrano. How do you do? What is the address? Ray, the P.O. Box, if you go to HCC788.com, which I should have mentioned before, the Cobra Convergence calendar is at HCC788.com. But if you go there and click the contact option on the menu, the address is there. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared. It was a good question. Wasn't prepared to answer it, but that's where you can find it. It's actually time to wrap up, so I will say good night to everyone. Thanks for being here. This was a lot of fun. We'll have a more conventional live stream next week. I have no new character ideas, no new creations for next time's live stream. However, you know, maybe we'll do some story time. Maybe we'll do some Mad Libs. There is a Mad Lib that we haven't gotten to yet. So there are some options. There are some options for next week. But for this week, I just felt like I wanted to present to you some of my creativity. Hello, Michael Mitchell. Sure, that was real Cobra Commander who interrupted your last review, not Zartan playing a prank on us. It could have been. It certainly could have been. I guess only Cobra Commander knows. Or Zartan. Zartan would probably know too. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Jasper. Thank you, Terrence. Thank you, Gaz. Thank you, Dave and Joe, Fan, and Lester, and Jump in General, and Comic Tropes, and Matt Rubin, and all of the Matts. Thank you guys very much. But it is time to sign out, and I've got to do some video making. So I will see you all next week. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night. And I will see you next time. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.